My name is Ilara. I am 32 years old. I live in a quiet town near the mountains. It is a peaceful place with green trees, cold winters, and kind people. For many years, my life was happy. I had a good husband and 2 lovely children. I thought nothing could go wrong. But life can change when you least expect it. I met my husband Finn when I was 20. He was older than me, but I did not care. Finn was kind. He worked as a carpenter. He built beautiful wooden tables and chairs. His hands were strong, but his heart was soft. I felt safe with him. We got married when I turned 21. It was a small wedding in a simple church. I wore a light blue dress. Finn's father gave us his old house as a gift. That little house became our home. 2 years later, we had our first child, a boy named Owen. He had Finn's dark hair and big brown eyes. He was a quiet baby who liked to listen to music. When Owen turned 2, our daughter Chloe was born. She had my smile. She cried a lot at night, but her laugh made everything okay. Our house was always full of noise. The children laughed. Finn worked in his shop behind the house, and I cooked meals in our small kitchen. Every Sunday we went to the market together. Life was busy, but it was beautiful. Finn always supported me. He said, "Ilara, you must learn about the business too. If something happens to me one day, you should know how to handle things." I listened to him. I started helping with orders, writing bills, and talking to customers. Finn was proud of me. Then one winter evening, everything changed. We were having dinner with some neighbors to celebrate a new order. Finn had just finished a big job for the town school. Everyone clapped for him. Finn smiled and said, "It was a hard job, but I enjoyed it." Later that night, after everyone left, Finn sat down on the couch. His face looked tired. He said, "I feel a little strange. Maybe I work too hard." I brought him water, but he did not drink it. He closed his eyes and whispered, "My chest hurts." I felt scared. I called the doctor, but it was too late. Finn's heart stopped in front of me. I screamed. I held his hands. I begged him to wake up. But Finn was gone. The next few days were a blur. People came and went. They brought food and flowers. They said things like, "Be strong." But I did not feel strong. I felt like my world had ended. Owen was 9. Chloe was 7. They did not understand fully, but they knew something was wrong. Chloe cried every night. Owen did not speak much. He just sat near the window and looked outside. I stopped smiling. I stopped eating. I stayed in bed most days. My mother came to help, but even she could not cheer me up. One night, I heard a small voice by my bed. It was Chloe. "Mom," she said softly, "please don't leave us too. We still need you." Her little hand touched mine. I looked at her. Her eyes were full of tears, but they were also full of love. Something inside me woke up that night. I sat up, held Chloe close, and promised, "I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here." The next morning, I got out of bed and made breakfast. It was only toast and eggs, but it felt like a big step. Owen smiled when he saw me in the kitchen. Chloe hugged me from behind. I started doing small things again. I washed clothes, cleaned the house, and helped Owen with his schoolwork. I went to Finn's workshop. It was cold and dusty. His tools were still on the table. I touched the wooden chair he was making. A tear fell down my cheek. Then I remembered Finn's words. "You should know how to handle things." So I opened his notebook. He had written everything down. Names of customers, prices, drawings. I began learning slowly. I called one customer and said, "I will try to finish your table." It was not easy. I made mistakes. I cried a lot. But I tried. One day, I found an envelope in Finn's drawer. My name was written on it. I opened it with shaking hands. Inside was a letter. "Dear Elara," it began, "if you are reading this, I am not with you anymore. Please don't cry too much. You are stronger than you think. Take care of Owen and Chloe. They need you. And don't forget to take care of yourself, too. Life is still beautiful. You just have to look for the light again. Love always, Finn." I held the letter to my chest. It felt like he was still with me. His words gave me strength. After that, I worked harder. I finished the table he had started. I showed it to the customer who said, "This is perfect. Finn would be proud." I smiled for the first time in months, but inside, I still felt lonely. I missed Finn's voice, his smile, his laugh. I missed the way he held my hand when we walked to the lake. Some nights, I cried quietly so the children would not hear. Time passed slowly. Winter turned into spring, then summer. I kept working. The business grew. I even hired a helper to lift heavy wood. People started saying, "You're doing so well, Elara." But they did not know how empty I felt inside. One evening, I was walking home from the market when I saw a sign on a wall. It said, "Embroidery class every Thursday at 6 p.m. Come learn, relax, and meet others." I paused and looked at the sign for a long time. I did not know why, but something inside me whispered, "Try it." Maybe I just wanted to be around people. Maybe I wanted something new. Maybe I was ready for a small change. I looked at the sky. It was turning pink as the sun went down. I thought of Finn. I thought of his letter. Life is still beautiful. You just have to look for the light again. I touched the letter in my coat pocket. I still carried it with me every day. And so I decided to go to the class. The embroidery class was held in a small community center near the bakery. On my first day, I walked in quietly and looked around. The room smelled like fresh flowers and soap. There were 6 women sitting at a table with colorful threads and cloth in front of them. One of them looked up and smiled. "Hi there. You must be new," she said. Her name was Beatrice, and she was the teacher. She was older, maybe in her 50s, with silver hair and a warm voice. "Come sit next to me," she said kindly. I sat down and looked at the cloth in front of me. Beatrice showed me how to hold the needle, how to pull the thread gently, and how to make small stitches. My hand shook at first, but Beatrice said, "Don't worry, we all start like this." I liked the feeling of soft fabric in my hands. I liked the quiet in the room, the sound of light laughter, the soft voices sharing stories. I did not talk much, but I listened. After class, I helped clean up. Beatrice said, "Would you like to join us again next week?" "Yes," I said softly. "Thank you." I started going every Thursday. It felt good to leave the house for something that was just for me. Chloe always said, "Mom, show me what you made." Owen smiled and said, "That looks really good." One evening, as I entered the center, I saw Beatrice talking to a man near the doorway. He was tall and had broad shoulders. His jacket was covered in light dust, like he had been working outside. Beatrice noticed me and waved. "Elara, come here. I want you to meet my nephew." The man turned around. He had light brown hair, soft blue eyes, and a kind smile. His name was Jasper. He was 29 years old and worked as a landscaper. He built gardens, planted trees, and took care of the parks in town. "Nice to meet you," Jasper said, reaching out to shake my hand. "You too," I said, trying not to blush. Beatrice said, "Jasper came to help me fix the broken shelf in the storage room." I smiled and walked past them into the class, but I could feel Jasper's eyes on me. For a moment, my heart beat a little faster, and I did not know why. After that day, I saw Jasper a few more times. He came to the center to fix small things for Beatrice. Once, he helped hang new lights. Another time, he carried boxes to her car. He always said hello to me, and sometimes we talked a little. One evening, I stayed back after class to help fold fabric. Jasper was there, fixing a loose table leg. He smiled and said, "You're always helping. That's nice." "I just like to keep busy," I said, placing some fabric in a box. Jasper looked at me for a second, then said, "Would you like to have coffee with me sometime?" I froze. My fingers stopped moving. "I mean," he added quickly, "only if you feel comfortable. No pressure." I looked at him. He seemed honest and calm. I felt nervous, but also a little curious. Okay, I said quietly. We met at a small cafe 2 streets away. It was warm inside, and the air smelled like cinnamon and coffee. We sat near the window and talked for hours. Jasper told me about his work with flowers and trees. He loved nature. He talked about how peaceful it was to plant things and watch them grow. I told him about Finn. I told him about Owen and Chloe. I did not tell everything, but enough to help him understand. He did not interrupt me. He did not ask too many questions. He just listened. "I know it's hard," he said. "I lost my dad when I was 15. I understand. Pain takes time." Something about his words touched me. We both had known loss. Maybe that's why I felt safe talking to him. After that evening, Jasper and I started meeting more often. Sometimes he walked with me to the market. Sometimes he came by to help with small repairs in the workshop. One day, he brought Chloe a little flower pot with her name painted on it. "For you," he said. "You can grow your own flowers." Chloe's eyes lit up. "Thank you," she said, hugging the pot. Owen was more quiet, but he watched Jasper carefully. Jasper never tried too hard. He did not force anything. He just showed up, helped, and smiled. One Saturday, Jasper came with us to the park. The children ran around while we sat on a bench. "You're good with them," I said. "They're great kids," he replied. We sat in silence for a while. The sun was warm on our faces. "Do you ever feel guilty for smiling again?" I asked him quietly. Jasper looked at me, then spoke slowly. "Yes, for a long time. But someone once told me that love doesn't end. It changes shape. You don't lose the past. You just find room for the future." His words stayed with me. That night, I sat in the workshop. I looked at Finn's photo on the shelf. I thought about our life. I thought about his letter. "You are stronger than you think. Life is still beautiful." Was it okay to feel something again? Was it okay to smile with someone new? One evening, I told Chloe and Owen that Jasper was coming for dinner. Chloe clapped her hands. "Yay!" Owen just said, "Okay." He did not smile, but he did not frown either. We made soup and baked bread. Jasper brought dessert from the bakery. After dinner, he helped Owen fix a toy car. He taught Chloe how to water the little plant in the right way. Later, after the kids went to bed, I walked Jasper to the door. "Thank you for coming," I said. "I like being here," he said. "You have a beautiful family." I looked down. I don't know where this is going. I still think about Finn every day. "You should," Jasper said. "He's part of your life. I don't want to take his place. I just want to be here if you let me." Tears filled my eyes, but I smiled. I don't know what the future holds, I said. Let's find out together, he replied gently. Weeks turned into months. Jasper and I continued to see each other. Slowly, he became a part of our world. He helped Chloe with her school project about butterflies. He played soccer with Owen in the garden. On rainy days, we stayed inside and baked cookies. We laughed, listened to music, and talked about simple things. I still had sad moments, but they became fewer. My heart, once quiet and cold, was learning to feel warm again. One afternoon, I was walking through the market with Chloe. She looked up at me and said, "Mom, do you love Jasper?" I stopped and looked at her small face. "I don't know," I said, "but I care about him a lot." She smiled. "I like him. He makes you smile." That evening, I sat with Owen while he was doing his homework. "Do you miss Dad?" I asked softly. Owen put down his pencil. "Yes," he said, "every day." I took a deep breath. "What do you think about Jasper?" He was quiet for a moment, then said, "He's not Dad, but he's nice. He never tries to act like he is Dad. That's good." I felt tears behind my eyes. Would it be okay if Jasper stayed in our life? I asked. Owen looked at me and gave a small smile. "I think so." That night, I went for a walk alone. The air was cool and the sky was full of stars. I walked to the small bridge near the park where Finn and I used to take the children when they were babies. I stood there and looked at the water moving slowly under the moonlight. I closed my eyes. "Finn," I whispered, "I still miss you every single day, but I want you to know the kids are happy again. There's someone who brings peace into our home. He isn't you, but he's gentle. He doesn't try to take your place. He respects our story, and I think you would want this for us. I hope you're proud of me." The wind touched my face softly, like a quiet answer. I stayed there a little longer, letting go of some of the pain I had held inside for years. A few weeks later, Jasper came to the house with a small box in his hands. We were sitting outside in the garden, watching the children draw pictures on the ground with chalk. "I have something for you," he said. He gave me the box. Inside was a silver key on a chain. "This is the key to my house," he said. "I want you to have it. Not because I want to rush anything, but because I want you to know I'm here. For real. For you and the kids." I held the key in my hand. It felt heavy and light at the same time. "You don't have to move in today or next week," he said. "Just whenever you're ready." I looked at him. "What if I want you to move in with us instead?" Jasper smiled. "That would make me happy." So we talked to the children again. We asked them how they felt. We asked if they were okay with Jasper living with us. Chloe jumped up and hugged him. Owen said, "It's okay. Just don't take my room." We laughed together. It was a good sign. A month later, Jasper moved into our home. We did not throw a big party or tell the whole town. We just took one small step after another. He brought a few of his things, a box of books, his guitar, some plants for the windowsill. The house felt a little fuller, a little warmer. Some evenings, Jasper played soft songs on his guitar. Chloe danced around, and Owen tapped his pencil to the rhythm. I watched them from the kitchen and felt a kind of peace I had not known in years. One night, Chloe asked, "Will you and Jasper get married?" I looked at Jasper. He smiled but did not say anything. "Maybe," I said. "One day." "But you were married to Dad," Owen said. "Yes," I replied. "And I loved him very much. But it's okay to love again." Owen thought for a second and said, "Dad would want you to be happy." I kissed the top of his head. "Yes, I think so too." I still talk to Finn sometimes, not out loud, but in my heart. When I walk past the lake where we used to go, when I hear a song we used to love, when I see Owen's eyes or Chloe's laugh, he's still here. Not in the room, not in the chair, but in the way we live, in the way I care for the kids, in the way I learned to keep going even when it was hard. Jasper never asked me to forget. He never tried to erase the past. He just offered to walk beside me as I moved forward. And that's what I needed. Today, our life is not perfect. Some days are still quiet. Some days I miss Finn so much it hurts. But now I know that pain and love can live together. I don't have to choose one or the other. My heart is like a house with two doors. One door holds memories, and one opens to the future. I keep both doors open, and that's okay.